Hello and welcome back to Tulsa, Oklahoma for the 2024 PDGA Junior World Championships presented by Innova Discs. This is the back nine of round 3 of our coverage of the MJ18 division, brought to you by Gatekeeper Media. I'm Nathan Johnson, joined in the booth today by Dan Brooks Wells. How's it going, Dan?
Doing good, man. We saw some awesome golf here in the front nine and hoping to see more of it in the back. Still in the upper 80s today. Tell me how that comes into play a little bit.
Yeah, we might have some sticky hands, some humid temperatures. We got Ryan Monn matching that hot weather with a hot score of 6 under through his first 9 holes. Patrick Yu, 4 down through 9, not too bad. Some of our chasers putting up some good rounds as well. Harrison Young, you see that 11 under par. We'll see if anybody on our lead card can match it.
Yeah, some very impressive stuff here, and we're going to start our back nine as we always do at hole 10. This is a par 4, 400 feet. Really just got to get out to this opening. Whether you want to throw forehand or backhand, that's up to you. And then it's an easy pitch up to this green. And I believe Ryan has a 400-foot forehand, so I think he's hunting for the pin.
Yeah, this is a nice looking line, a bit overturned for the eagle, but still checks up in bounds, and he'll have a long uphill jump putt from there. I don't think it's as much the distance that is the tough part to eagle this hole. It's more the shape. You have to get very right and uphill, so tough to get all the way there. If you don't have the big forehand power, this play works just fine. Just a nice simple chip around the corner with a backhand for Patrick Yu. Puts him in the fairway.
Yeah, looking good. I like that play. You don't have to worry about anything. Here is Barlow. He is going to try and bite off a little bit more with this forehand flex shot. This needs to unravel quick.
Does eventually get back to flat. That'll work out just fine. We saw Cleary lean on the forehand a lot in the front nine. Looking to do the same here. Oh, going for the high route too. This is an aggressive line.
Interesting. I like it. It gives it time to work itself out. And he almost threw it OB long, but is going to give himself a deep C2, I believe, look.
Yeah, so Patrick, you up first. This one's pulled a bit. I was going to say he could give it a run for the eagle, given that it's uphill, but that still stays close enough, probably 25 feet or so for his birdie.
Yeah, very true. These guys, you know, they want to be inside 15 feet on this one. So anything outside of that is probably a little bit of disappointment, but they're all good putters, so they all will have a good opportunity. Here is Monn, just a little chipper with his overstable forehand disc.
Yep, sticks that one close. Well done. And yeah, a little eagle look for Cleary out in deep circle 2. Good effort, but just comes up a bit short. So Patrick Yu, the first of the 4 birdie looks coming up from about 25 feet. Ooh, that got a weird lift out of the hand. Just didn't quite have it on line.
And here is Cleary for his comeback, able to knock that one down. We did see a little bit of putting woes from him to end our back nine. Let's see if he can get back on the right track, and that's a good way to start.
Yeah, these will be 2 short tap-in birdies. While they do that, we got a shout out 2 eagles on the day on this hole. Lucas Carmichael and Stephen Tate Morgan grabbing the 2 on the par 4 10th, which did play as the easiest hole on the course. Definitely a must-get birdie out here.
Hole 11, par 3, 290 feet. Slightly downhill. You can either throw a turning backhand or a flexing forehand. Be careful of the road. Yeah. So it's kind of choose what you want to do, right? This forehand gap to the left or a backhand gap to the right.
Yeah, Mon likes the forehand. This one comes out a little bit high. Does get through most of the way, but he's going to be about 50 feet short right with a couple trees in the way, so not the best tee shot from him.
You know, this left side, it's a little bit lower of a ceiling, and there's a couple trees you got to miss at the end. And you see Barlow kind of recognizes that, decides to go with the right side and stick with the forehand. And we've seen he's really, again, I'll say it again, he's really good at that Anheuser Flex forehand shot. Cleary trying to do the same thing.
Clearly, that is the better
Clearly.
play, but doesn't execute it this time. Just a bit underturned from him. Let's see if this is a great shot for Patrick Yu. Just a nice soft hyzer with a mid-range that holds that angle the whole time is what he's looking for. A bit pulled, and nope, does not get through.
Yeah, just a tiny bit pulled. Cleary giving this one a little bit of a run, and he'll be able to dunk it in from there.
Yeah, nice touch on that approach. Just a soft forehand, not a soft forehand from you. That one had some pace on it, running the chains. It was a bit long.
So here is Monn after his drive went a little high. Just missed.
Yeah, not a bad effort from deep. Barlow now from about circle's edge, slightly uphill. He knocks it down. Good, clean stroke.
Got to be happy about that one. Those distance putts, you feel like you got to make them, but they're not guaranteed at all. So, very nice one to hit.
Yeah, use about that same distance, similar distance to the one he missed on the last hole, but good correction, knocks that one down to keep him at a par. And a couple more tap-in pars for the last two fellows on the card.
Hole 12, par 3, 270 feet. Tight off the tee here. Just wanting to go a little left and get up this hill at the end. Nothing more than really a mid-range probably needed on this one. Even a putter if you're comfortable with it.
Bit of an early release for Barlow. Does sneak through to potentially circle's edge. Just kind of had a little too much hyzer on it. Never quite got to flat.
Kind of surprised. Maybe not. You could throw a forehand here if you wanted to, but it definitely shapes better for the backhand.
Yeah, why throw a forehand when you can do that? That was,
I don't know,
pure.
Monn can do it all. Here is Cleary, also opting for the backhand. Catches one of those middle guys and gets a kick a little bit off to the right. Might have a jump putt in to save his par. And we know Yu's going with the backhand.
Yep. Kind of a similar shot to what he was trying to do on the last hole. Pulls it a little bit, but gets sneaky and runs the chains. Checking up just 15 feet long. Long bit from Cleary, and Barlow probably just outside the circle in the rough over here.
Definitely has a gap. Gets it a really good height, but just a little to the right there. So after getting through the trees, here is Yu for his birdie putt, and he does connect, and that takes him to 5 under par through these 12 holes.
Yeah, just trying to hang around, keep pace. Monn tapping in a birdie as well. We didn't mention it so far, but Patrick Yu was actually the runner-up in last year's Junior World Championships for the same division. So It's for him to improve on last year's finish, he's got to win the thing.
No problem. He is so far right now chasing down Monn. Hole 13, par 3, 230 feet. A little bit of a short guy here. Dog leg to the right. Throw your forehand, throw your best turnover backhand, whatever suits you.
Yeah, Monn going to stick with the same disc from the last hole. Just a nice soft Anheuser putter shot. And that is just about exactly how you'd like to draw it up.
Yeah, and the way his putt's been falling, that one's looking pretty good from there. You're going to try and match his route pretty much exactly.
Oh, that is pulled. Yeah, not what he was looking for. Drops down early.
At least he's in the middle. Open scramble shot from there. Barlow is going to opt for the forehand. So this forehand is pulled a bit, but what I was going to say is this forehand needs to kind of like flip up through the flight or ride a little bit more straight before it starts hyzering out. Yes, and this is pretty good right there.
Yeah, got a nice forward skip. So Patrick, you kind of a tricky little stance, but just a nice little soft turnover putter, and he cashes it.
There you go. Like you said, he's got to keep pace. Oh my gosh, he's got 5 discs in his hands. He's got a chair, a towel, and he's sprinting to the basket.
Careful, do not. There's a lot of rocks in the fairway. You got to be careful, kid. But he's got plenty of energy, and that was an awesome shot. Wow.
Yeah, I got energy just watching it.
Yeah, doing everything he can to keep him in this thing. Not a bad round going either. 6 down through 13 is pretty solid. Ryan Monn is just on an absolute heater. Barlow giving that one a deep run as well. Does not catch any metal though. Yeah, 9 under through 13 holes is
it's
pretty good start.
It's good.
I think Ryan just needed to show us that he can also play this course well after, a bit of a slower start in round 1. And okay, you've proved your point. We get it.
We get it. But I don't think us getting it is going to deter him from trying to birdie out. We got some good putts here to save the pars. And good scrambles as of late. Hole 14, this is a par 4, 500 feet. You got to get yourself out this gap, and then once you do, you can pitch it up into this green. You are teeing off from out of bounds. You have to make it on past that road and into this fairway. So a little bit of a guarded green, but these players are concerned about the drive first and foremost.
It definitely is a sizable gap, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue for these players. That one is clearing it by a good margin for Monn, well out into the field.
Yeah. He can kind of choose what he wants to do from there, either left side or right side. Yeah, this gap probably looks like there's nothing there after playing a lot of the woods holes they've played so far today.
Yeah, you doesn't even need to watch the drive. He knows that one's perfect.
It's a little MJ-esque.
Yes.
Would you say?
Was that a comment? No, I think he's sponsored by Discmania. So still a good shot either way. Ooh, a little, just an early release from Cleary does not get through. That is going to be
Yeah,
out of bounds.
just a little undercommitted there. Barlow lining up the forehand here. No reason not to just unleash, right? Like, make sure you hit that angle and just drive that nose on that angle and let the disc ride out of it. Did he
Oh, he
just
split him.
get a little sneaky there?
Hey, I mean, yeah, they say it in disc golf. It's better to miss by a yard than a foot, and I think that was just proven by Barlow there. Cleary going a bit long on his upshot from the drop zone. Gonna have a long comeback putt to save the par. Most of these guys just probably going to play a nice soft hyzer out and around the majority of these trees into the green, coming up a bit short for Barlow, but he'll have a just inside the circle birdie putt.
Yeah, he'll be fine there. You looking like he's throwing something overstable and fast compared to what these other guys are doing. So he is trusting that right to left overstable shot, and it works out beautifully for him.
Yeah, great distance control on that one. Checks up right behind the basket. Yeah, after the bigger drive, Monn actually has more trees to deal with on the approach, but he navigates them successfully, putting
More
himself
trees.
very close. So this
Clearly looking
is,
like he has to deal with a bunch of trees here. Oh, man. Good run from where he was. I mean, we couldn't even see him.
yeah, so that means he probably couldn't see much of the basket, but unfortunately just barely caught the band. Good putt for Barlow to grab his birdie from about 25 feet. Pretty much everybody else is parked at this point, so Monn gets to 10 under. You keep him pace at 7 for the round with just
Yeah,
a couple
looking
holes
good.
left.
Looking good. Gotta love the tap ins for the birds. Know that you executed every shot to perfection. Feeling good. Going into hole 15. And here we are at hole 15, par 4, 575 feet. Throwing a hyzer into this gap right here, and then trying to get around this final bush into this green. First shot, you want to bite off as much distance as you can, but it is also a placement shot. So you get to choose what you want to do.
Yeah, I think ideally you want to push those backside trees as much as possible and just barely fade in front of them. Kind of opens up the green the most, kind of just like this from Ryan Monn, checking up right behind that tee pad, which pretty much leaves him a dead straight 250-ish foot shot into the green.
Yeah, see if you can follow his vapor trails right there. Looking a little right, got to swing left. Maybe get a nice skip here. Oh, and it was going to skip, and it was just caught by that last little limb.
Yeah, about a foot too
Might be a little
wide for
cut
him.
off.
This is looking similar from Barlow, but holds hyzer the entire time, so it's going to check up a bit earlier, but in the fairway nicely. We saw in round one, I like guys going a little more left, and that kind of pinches you off from accessing the green, so some good adjustments being made this round. This one looks good from Cleary, as long as it doesn't take too big of a skip.
A little roll back down the hill, hopefully. Those guys looking like they're in a good spot. This is a little tricky here, a little blind. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, kind of just a straight shot, probably in that little over 300-foot range. Well thrown, just a bit short, but we'll still have a circle's edge putt. A little bit of an annoying lie for you, but he makes it work well. This is on a good line. And yeah, inside the circle as well.
Yeah, pretty impressive there. And Cleary going back to this forehand flex shot, and he is able to slide it up there. Should be an easy tap in for his bird. Monn only left with a short putter shot into the green.
Yeah, smooth release. If it gets a little bit of ground play, it is going to be perfect, and it does.
Oh my goodness. The streak continues. That is going to get him to 11 after 15.
Just a bit low on the long look for Barlow.
And here is you after that tough lie coming back for his bird. And that one never got really above that rim there.
Yeah, just a little hesitation out of the hand, it looked like. Good birdie for Cleary. Dropping that one in, and we're going to get Barlow first for his par comebacker.
Chalk.
Got to keep the hands dry.
Yeah.
And yeah, Ryan Monn going to tap in his 4th birdie in a row. That is 7 out of the last 8. He is starting to pull away here from the field.
Hole 16, this is a par 3, 250 feet straight up this hill. Really just one tree to beat here in the middle, so pick which side you want to go around it. Monn here opting for a high-speed driver forehand. It is only 250 feet, but it is way up this hill, so got to give it a little bit of power.
Yeah, hard to go long on this hole, and that high-speed driver will help him kind of get a little bit of that stability at the end. It does come out a bit high, though, and catches those branches, so he's going to be out in circle 2 for birdie to keep that streak alive. Maybe a chance for some of the card mates to grab a stroke back. This is a bit wide from Cleary. Does get through, so he has a long birdie look as well.
And trusty you going with the trusty backhand here. Something that's going to like flip up this hill. Or he opts for the overstable. Anheuser out, and he does that to perfection.
Wow, yeah. That's such a technical line to get right with the uphill and the low ceiling. Really well thrown. Barlow going to go with the sidearm. This is a bit high as well, but does get through those branches. So these 3 guys all kind of hanging out in mid to shallow circle 2. Monn going to be up first, just a bit right.
It's all falling apart for Monn after that putt.
Yeah, he should probably just DNF, you know. Tough putt for Cleary, just a bit off, kind of a misrelease, and Barlow a bit low as well.
Jumping up in the air as if saying to his disc, get up. He'll be remembering that for the next one, saying just get it above the rim, just give it a chance.
Yeah, I find myself saying that a lot to my disc.
You just keep saying it.
Have some issues, but that's something for another day. Patrick Yu with a great birdie gets one back on Monn, getting himself to 8 under for the round. Just kind of keeping pace, just slow and steady, getting his birdies, playing very controlled golf. Good comebacker from Cleary.
Ryan here, something we haven't seen him do in a while, which is par.
Yeah.
So Patrick does pick up a stroke on him. And he is now 6 back. Hole 17, par 3. 350 feet, throwing it up in the sky basically over all these trees and trying to stall one in or dunk it in is what we have seen these players do round one. So you does not throw the forehand, so we get to see a backhand here, which I'm excited about.
This looks really good. He's asking for it to get down, but doesn't really need to. Just kind of checks
Yeah.
up nicely, right around circle's edge on the right-hand side. That was a great angle control. Tough to throw a shot like that going this far downhill
Yeah.
and not just burn it over or have it fade out.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Shows really good angle and speed control and height control. And this is what we've seen the majority of our players do, just throwing this spike hyzer in with the forehand, trying to play a little plinko. Hopefully you get the distance correct.
Yeah, looks like Monn came up a bit short out in circle 2 range again on this one. Cleary looking like a similar line. Let's see if he gets a better result. Oh, yeah, definitely. Spikes that one in about 15 feet away.
This looks a bit high, I would say. Maybe stalls out a little bit too early.
Yep, coming in up a bit short. This is probably not one he's going to want to run going downhill from about 80 feet, it looks like. Although, yeah, just a good pitch up.
He had us both for a second.
Yeah.
I thought he ran it.
It got like that little lift halfway through the flight, and I believed Ryan Monn giving that a bit, and that's going to be a bit of a comebacker.
So here is you after his backhand, and he shows you why you should throw the backhand right there. Very well done by him, and picking up another stroke on the card.
And some style points to boot. Doesn't count for anything on the scorecard, but it's just, fun to see. It's a big time putt for Monn to save the par out and around the tree. Keeps him at 11 under for the round.
Yeah, when you're feeling the putt, you can run those long ones because you know you're going to make those comebackers there. There's a good cleanup putt from Cleary to keep him at 4 under.
It gets him to 4 under, actually. That was a birdie.
Oh, my mistake. It gets him to 4 under.
There you go. Nicely done.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
That's the cleanup from Barlow. So all good here going into the last hole.
Hole 18, par 3, 225 feet. Island hole. We love to see them. They're exciting. There it is. Stick it.
Yeah, such a cool looking green too. It's just perfectly circular. Basket right in the middle. Somebody's got to ace this weekend, right? I mean, it's just right there.
Has to.
Patrick,
you going with
first.
He certainly is, and he's going to show us that little nose up floater backhand. Hopefully this gets down. Ah, man. Just trying to land it too soft, maybe getting that nose up a little bit too much, and it does stall out. Here is the forehand play with a overstable slow speed. And that one does stick the green. He will have 18 feet.
Yep. The spike forehand tends to work a little better on this hole just because of those taller trees on the right-hand side of the green. Monn, nice and controlled, checks up well inside the circle. Very makeable putt for him coming up. And Barlow looks like he's going to go for the straight backhand.
Yeah,
Maybe
kind
give
of
it a little ace run.
Aren't you kind of surprised to see that? He's throwing a lot of forehands today. And he like rocketed that in there. It does get it to stick.
Yeah, had some pace on it. So this is the drop zone for you for missing the island. He's going to have a long look to save the par. Not a bad effort, but just a bit off. Going to drop back to 8 under for the round. That's a tough finish after a really solid day out there.
There's a good putt to end his day. He will finish at 5 down and 20 under par overall. We will see in a second if that is good enough to keep him on the lead card for tomorrow.
Yep, Cleary with a birdie putt of his own, and
Man,
just wasn't feeling the putter today, unfortunately.
he had a few bumps in the road. Still a solid day for him, but here is the man of the hour, Ryan Monn, with a 12 under par, 30 down total.
Yeah, 30 under through 3 rounds is that is something special, especially after getting off to a slow start. Back-to-back 12 under par rounds, and he's got himself quite a comfortable lead, at least on this card. Let's take a look at the rest of the leaderboard. We got Patrick Yu, his next closest competitor, Harrison Young, and Josiah Beachy will be joining us on the lead card. So nobody able to keep pace with Ryan Monn, at least as of yet. We still have a lot of golf left, though.
We certainly do. We did see a 13 down, though. That was the hot score, and we will get to see him play a little bit tomorrow. So make sure you make it back here.
Yeah, 2.5 more rounds at the Junior World Championships. We'll have that coverage coming out for you soon.